Well, good day, everyone. This is a Baofeng UV5R. This is CERT instructor on. What I want to talk to you about today is a good radio to have. So, in case some emergency that's life-threatening, maybe a flood, maybe a tornado or hurricane or something else, this is a good means to have information. So it has an FM radio on it, so you can listen to FM stations, but you can also program things like know weather and those kind of things, so you have a good source of information. Now, the other thing that you can do in times of emergency and potential loss of life is that you can use this radio in an emergency to save your life. So let's see what the law says here. Let's set this radio aside for a second. This is what the law says. You can see it with your own eyes. Let me get it there. Okay, so safety of life and protection of property. No provision of these rules prevent the use by an amateur station of any means of radio communications at its disposal to provide essential communications in connection with immediate safety of life, human life, and immediate protection of property when normal communication systems are not available. So, in the end, if communications aren't available, a cell phone or landlines and anything else that you can think of, if you don't have that available, you can use that radio to broadcast a signal and say something like, hey, my cellar's flooded, whatever, I'm trapped in my house and it's leaking or it's about to fall down. That's it. But you can't get on there and just use it willy-nilly like some think. There's a lot of preppers and others who think that you can use that radio, and you can, but absolutely if your life's in danger, that's when you can use it. But the nice thing about this radio is that there's a lot of extra things that you can get. Things like this Nagoya antenna that's going to get you out further when you transmit, and you'll probably get a little better reception, I'd say, in most cases. So this is not a standard antenna. This is a shorter antenna that I picked up, and it does a really good job. So you can buy things like for $9 for this radio. It's really cheap. And here's how I would store, and I do store my radios. So if I turn this on,
the relative humidity 46%. The wind was northwest at 18 miles an hour, producing a wind chill of 32.
so the bag, the radio, I'm tired of this guy, so Theos. It's that simple. So it's Mylar. It'll protect your radio against EMP. It seals at the top. It's got double Ziploc capability, so it's waterproof. You can maybe stick some desiccants or something in there. So it's a good thing to do. Store it, put it up, put it on a shelf, put it with your survival gear. Make sure that your batteries are charged. Have an extra battery, charge it ever so often, make your list, make it happen. But it's a good thing to have in a disaster. That way you've got a way to communicate when all else fails. So there's other things that you can use that are not infallible, like a phone. If the data gets cut off, you're not going to have data or voice perhaps during a disaster. So it's good to use. It's like Zello. You can communicate with your neighbors in your neighborhood or across the country or across town. It doesn't matter. And you can have private direct, so you can have a conversation with somebody on Zello, or you can talk to a group. So if you got your neighborhood organized and have people on board, you can use Zello and figure out what's happening locally that's affecting you. So it's a really good thing to have in emergency communications, but again, if data's not there, no Zello. So That's when you want something that UV5R. You can listen to ham repeaters, um, things like Skywarn and other things going on locally. Find out where the roads are flooded, and worst case scenario, you can use that radio if there's no other communications available to save your life and your property. And that's the rule. You can look it up for yourself. That's all I got. This is CERT Instructor Ron, and be safe and prepare. Thank you.